Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as teach well. And also peace and salutation to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And the title of this video is going to be Until I Went into the Sanctuary of YAHAWAH. Alright, alright, because pretty much that the title of this video is inspired by Psalms the 73rd chapter, okay, in which when you read in this chapter, as you can see at the top, the subheading, the end of the wicked contrasted with that of the righteous, and basically in this chapter, our forefather Asaph, was basically lamenting and crying out to the Lord YAHAWAH because of the prosperity of the wicked and the ungodly that he speaks of in the chapter. Alright, as it reads, let's see, Psalm 73 in verse 3, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Alright, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Alright, so he's basically going into how the wicked and the ungodly, through their wickedness and their ungodliness, and their blasphemies against YAHAWAH and their rebellion and impieties against YAHAWAH, he's seeing them prospering in all those ways, winning, sinning and winning, balling in life, while he, the righteous and like-minded men like him were catching hell in life, while being righteous. Living righteous, serving the Lord, having faith in the Lord, but yet struggling in a society where wickedness leads to prosperity, and in this chapter, the godly and the wicked that prosper, we can most certainly associate this with Esau Edom, especially the elites of Esau Edom, its top banking families, these secret rich families of Esau Edom. Okay, they most certainly fulfill or fit the description of the wicked and the ungodly that prosper in the world today. As it said in verse 4, there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They live to old age. Okay, they live to see their grandchildren and their great grandchildren, be born into the earth and inherit the riches and the wealth that they have to pass down to them. Alright. Then in verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Yeah, these elites, they don't have to pay taxes and bills and and be subject to the laws of the society. They're above the law. They're above all these regulations and these policies that are enforced on the so-called peasants of the world, the general mass population of the world, and even us, those of us as of the hopeful elect, because these elites, they even look at us as peasants, when we're the gods of the earth. We that are the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, we're the true judges and the true kings and the true gods of the planet Earth, okay, under the order of YAHAWAH. But right now, being that we're in the last leg of our captivity, we've been been brought down to this lowest state. Okay, we die like men. We're subject to fines and payments. All right, and here in this chapter, our forefather Asaph, he's mourning and lamenting to the Lord, and basically sighing and crying to the Lord, because of these elites, all right, Esau, Edom, and the rest of the wicked of this world, prospering in their wickedness, And he's basically like, Lord, when is there going to be an end to all of this? You know, and many other of our forefathers in the scriptures had this same mentality. Seeing the wicked prosper and asking the Lord, when is the Lord going to deal with them? Because as a matter of fact, even our Jeremiah witnessed these same things in the earth during his time. All right, Jeremiah 12 verse 1. It says, "Righteous art thou, O Yahawah, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Question mark. Wherefore are all they happy that deal treacherously? You know, and when Jeremiah was witnessing this, he was, mainly seeing our people doing these things, prospering in their wickedness and their treachery, worshiping idols and defiling the temple and the priesthood being corrupt. You know, many of our people at that time, mocking the prophets and mocking Jeremiah. Okay, like it says in Chronicles, they mocked the messengers, you know, and prospering, while doing all these blasphemies against the Lord. It says, verse 2, "Thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root. They grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth and far from their reigns." Okay, yeah. Back then at the time of Jeremiah, a lot of our people were worshiping the Lord with their mouths, but their hearts were far from him. Okay, and that same vibration is amongst our people to this very day. A lot of these so-called black Christians and even a lot of our people that know that they're Israelites that's in these different camps. They worship the Lord with their mouths. Always pushing, the law, and the fringes and all of that. Okay, but when it comes to their true intent and their true, their true walk, they don't want to have nothing to do with Yahweh Shema Shah, okay, or His name, or the example that Yahweh Shah left for us, or when it comes to applying wisdom, when it comes to applying faith, when it comes to taking a hardcore stance against Esau, Edom, and his beast system. Okay, our people that know that they're Israelites don't want to have anything to do with those things. So they worship the Lord. They draw near to the Lord with their mouths, but their hearts and their reins are far from Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, and prospering in the process, So Jeremiah was also seeing the prosperity of the wicked during his time. Okay, mainly amongst our people per se. But when we go back to Psalm 73, our forefather Asaph, all right, in spirit, he was ultimately seeing the prosperity of the the Edomites, basically, namely the rich elite banking families, all right, that's ruling the earth today with all of their so-called riches and wealth and whatnot, all right, at the height of their blessing. So now, when you go down in the chapter, down in Psalm 73, matter of fact, let's put the NLT side by side with this. Psalm 73, and I started at 14 in the KJV. He says, "For all the day long have I been plagued and chastised every morning." All right, yeah, as Asaph was constantly trying to wrap his mind around how in the hell are the wicked prospering in the earth and all of their wickedness and impieties. He was, these things were weighing on his mind so heavy to where he basically started to become plagued and chastised. He started to basically stress himself out and vex himself to the extreme, meditating on all these things. And we that's up the hopeful elect in these latter days, we have these same exact thoughts too. We wake up every day. When we get ourselves ready to go to work, we're constantly praying and sighing and crying to the Lord, like, man, Lord, when you gonna take these heathens and these Edomites down, and deliver us up out of their hands, and bring us back to the glory that we once had before, which is at the right hand side, all right, next to YAHAWAH, the Son of God. So just as we have these thoughts in his day, while our forefather Asaph had these thoughts as well. Okay? So verse 15 in the KJV, if I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. All right, NLT, verse 15 in the NLT, if I had really spoken this way to others, I would have been a traitor to your people. Yeah, and that's why, we that's of the hopeful elect that have the Holy Spirit in these other days, we can't really and truly express our thoughts and how we feel amongst, these people of the world, even amongst our own people. We can't go around our family members or certain jigs that we work with on our jobs, really and truly, speaking our minds against the system and these heathen nations and whatnot. They'll look at us like we're crazy. We get around them and start talking about how we want to have the nations in slavery under us, and have them subject to the law, statutes, commandments. How we're gonna get out of here via the chariots, what Esau calls UFOs. If we were to try to engage in a conversation like that with people in the world, whether it be our family members or certain jakes and that we work with on our jobs and whatnot, they'll look at us like we're crazy, like we're a bunch of traitors, like like we just escaped out of a mental home or something. So Asaph right here, he had all of this balled up anger, all of this balled up vexation within him, looking at the prosperity of the wicked of the world, but pretty much he had no one to vent out to. Okay. So verse 15 again, if I had really spoken this way to others, I would have been a traitor to your people. Okay. Verse 16 back in the KJV, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. 16 in the NLT, so I tried to understand why the wicked prosper, but what a difficult task it is. Yeah, so Asaph was trying to wrap his mind around, how in the hell are these wicked people of the world getting away with all of this crap, all of this rebellion, all of this impiety, all of this pride and wantonness and arrogancy. But as he just said, it was a difficult task. Okay, it was too difficult for him to wrap his mind around, the prosperity of the wicked, basically. Okay. And sometimes we this up the hopeful elect, sometimes we have those moments as well. We look around at all the folly that's going on social media and Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. The folly that all these women are doing in the world. And we're like, how, and we sit back and wonder, like, how in the hell are these people just able to get away with all this shit? So it says 17 in the KJV, until I went into the sanctuary of YAHAWAH, then understood I their end. Okay, so Asaph, as he just said, when he went into the sanctuary of the Most High God, YAHAWAH, okay, then that's when he understood their end. Okay, and what is the sanctuary of the Most High YAHAWAH? All right, let's look up that word sanctuary. Strong's H4720. Strong's H4720. It says, Makadash or Makadash. It says, or Makwadash. It says sacred place, sanctuary, holy place. It says of the temple, of the tabernacle, of Ezekiel's temple, of YAHAWAH. Alright, in Strong's definition, it goes into a consecrated thing or place, especially a palace, sanctuary, asylum, chapel, hollow part, holy place. All right. Basically, the sanctuary that is speaking of in that verse here in these outer days is talking about this truth, this ministry. All right, this marvelous light that we've been called unto, this truth, this ministry. You know, and so just as our forefather Asaph, we that's of the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel in these latter days, when we were entered into the sanctuary of the Lord, this truth, when we woke up to this truth, this ministry, all right, via the preaching of the word by the apostles of Great Millstone, okay, then that's when we finally understood the end game of the wicked of this world. All right, the wicked average person of this world, the wicked amongst our people, the 2/3, and not to mention the top elite banking families of Esau, Edom, which are at the forefront. All right, leading all the wickednesses going on in the earth. Okay, they're the ones at the forefront of all this rebellion going on in the earth. Well, guess what? Through us receiving this truth via the Holy Spirit, through the men that the Lord has set up to teach us His word through the Holy Spirit, now we understand that ultimately there's getting ready to be an end to the wicked of this world, especially the top elites of Esau, Edom. Okay, because as a matter of fact, as it tells you in Job, the triumphing of the wicked is short. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Yeah. So the wicked will not be able to triumph, or forever and ever, or for not much longer. All right. The wicked only have but a short time left to triumph in their wickedness. All right. The average dumbed down person of this world, the 2/3 of our people, the Edomites in these heathen nations, the elites of Esau, Edom. All right, they only have a short time left to triumph in their rebellion and wickedness, and and ultimately that's why Esau is getting ready to come down with great wrath, because like it says in Revelation, he knew that he had but what, a short time left, a short time left to triumph in his wicked kingdom that he's built up. All right, and it says, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Okay, yeah. In this whole entire system, this beast system ran by Esau, Edom, and his elites, is all built upon hypocrisy and lies. Okay, pseudoscience, pseudo technology, pseudo history, and pseudo education, pseudo pharmakeia practices. All right, pseudo promises by its politicians and these leaders and whatnot. Okay, pseudo wars, pseudo money, pseudo food. Okay, this whole entire system is all set up on hypocrisy and deception and straight lies. And so that's why we of this truth, we've been woken up to this truth to overcome all these lies and deception. All right, and understand according to prophecy that all these things are getting ready to come to an end. All right, YAHAWAH Shema Shah has a limit set to all this wickedness going on in the earth in these latter days. Just like the Lord set a limit to the wickedness that was going on in the earth during the time of Noah before the flood. You see? So let's go back to Psalm 73 and 17. Psalm 73 and 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of YAHAWAH, then understood I their end. Let's look up this word end. All right, this is the word end. Strong's H 319. It says Rayat, Rayath, Achrayath. Okay, Achrayath. It says after part, end, issue, event. Then it says latter time, prophetic for future time. Okay, so basically when Asaph, all right, along with us, the hopeful electings in these latter days, when we entered into the sanctuary of Yahawah Shema Shai, this truth, this ministry, then we understood prophecy. Okay, the prophetic future of time, the latter time. What's going to happen to the wicked that are prospering in his world in the latter time. All right, when we entered into this truth, all right, we were made to understand that according to prophecy, the wicked is gonna face a judgment for all of their wickedness in ungodliness in the latter time. And we're in these times. We're in the latter days. Okay, because real quick, Revelation 19:10. Revelation 19 verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawah Shai. Okay, worship Yahawah. For the testimony of Yahawah Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And through the Holy Spirit being sent down to us to serve the hopeful elect in these latter days, we have the testimony of Yahawah Shai, which is what? The spirit of prophecy. We now understand that Edomite supremacy is getting ready to come to an end. We understand that the heathen are getting ready to be taken down out of their rulerships, okay, and their armies and their government structures and whatnot, their currencies. We understand that Yahawah Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is getting ready to come back and take these heathen out of rulership and set us up in power over these heathen, and give us new bodies and spiritual powers and bring us into the new covenant and have us rule over these heathen. All right, we understand these things because we've been given the testimony of Yahawah Shai, the spirit of prophecy. All right, which is likened into a sanctuary. Okay, a consecrated place, a holy place. This truth is literally the one and only thing that's holy on the planet Earth in these latter days. Everything else outside of this truth is all defiled. All right, all the philosophies and the beliefs of this world, the different doctrines, the food of this world, the water, the air, the pseudoscience. Okay, everything in this world in these latter days that's outside of this truth, all right, is defiled, unholy. Okay, so hey, this just goes to show you, how blessed we are that's of the hopeful elect. We have the eyes to see and the ears to hear what's going on and to understand judgment. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 8 and end it off. It's Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Yeah, so because the Lord doesn't always bring swift judgment upon somebody that does some type of evil, therefore the person or the people that does the evil acts, that their minds is just dead set on continuing in doing evil acts and committing sin until something eventually happens to them, until the Lord eventually brings some type of judgment upon them. All right, and you best believe the wicked elites of Esau Edom are at the very forefront of that mindset. Like it goes into Isaiah 47. They consider not the latter end of their doings. These devils really and truly believe that through their pseudoscience and their technology and their power and their wealth, that they're just going to rule forever and continue in their wickedness forever. But hey, Yahawah Shema Shai has another thing coming to them, and that's prophecy. All right, the Lord has prophecy coming to them. So it says, Ecclesiastes 8 verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahawah, which fear before him. All right. And how does Solomon know that? Through by entering into the sanctuary of the Lord, the spirit of prophecy. Okay. And through the spirit of prophecy, the testimony of Yahawashi being given unto us, we know this as well. All right. That is going to be well with them that fear the Lord in these latter days, but not so much with the wicked that don't fear, as it goes into in verse 13 right here. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahawah. Hey, so, due to us being brought in the sanctuary of the Lord via the Holy Spirit, we now understand that there's an end to all the wicked and the wickedness of this world. All right. And that the Lord's getting ready to bring judgment. And that it ultimately is going to be, everything's going to fare well with those that fear Yahweh Shemashai, which is the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. All right. But not so much against those that don't fear the Lord. All right. And that applies to 2/3 of our people, these heathen nations, these Edomites, and especially their elites. All right. So, that's all I have to say on that. Lord willing, this video is edifying. And until next time, Shalom.